Hello very much, my friends. Welcome. This is so funny about live. If the thought doesn't come, that's it. It doesn't come. Okay. All right. I have it. So what we're talking about today is the shame that you're still hiding. And when you go past that, when you go beyond that, then your magnetism can open up. So tell me, within yourself, are there still any places that you know that you are feeling shame about? That you are feeling like, well, I can't show this to others. I can't really let others see this. So in the many good things that I do, I'm simply going to just cover this up. Yeah. And don't think that you're alone in this, or yours is the only shame, or you have the worst shame, because this is every human being. This is every human being. We all have lived here long enough to have shame instilled into us by those who say that they love us. Most every human being has caught onto and kept some form of shame in their system that either they received from what their family values are, what their school values are, the cultural values are, and it came with some form of judgment that if I do this, then people will judge me. Then people will look at me a certain way. Then I have something to be ashamed of. And we even know that long time ago, that used to be a way of teaching. that used to be a way of teaching, shaming people. So even if you are so fortunate that in your physical life, you haven't experienced that, it is still likely that in your DNA, simply from your ancestors, are still resonating some form of shame. Okay? So, why is it important that we uncover it, that we see it, and we move beyond it? Because it's not only it feels kind of sucky, because it does, right? Doesn't it? And it is still a low vibration, which if we want to raise our vibration into the new version of ourselves, when we have something that's anchoring at a low vibration, it's just like a ship that has the anchor down, holds it back, can't go. Just like the hot air balloon cannot lift. Okay, so let's look a little deeper into really what shame is hiding for you. So if you look at your shame, and I welcome you to go into yourself and look at one of the shames, or maybe only one main shame that you're kind of like covering up from the world. Something that if you tell somebody, they may say, yeah, so? But to you, it's like, oh, I thought it was so shameful. Oh my gosh. Because really, we're not as judgmental about others as we are about ourselves. So, your shame, notice within yourself that it actually hides more than only your regret. Okay, look within yourself, see, feel it experientially, that shame that you're hiding, it is hiding way more than just your regret. Right? Because it is an energetic space that you're holding. Well, then it also hides your full expression. Then it also hides you fully expressing your gifts, because you always hold back about something. It hides your voice, your visibility, your full story, and you fully stepping into your calling. Because you cannot be fully embodied in your calling if you have still a piece of you that you feel like you're hiding from the world. Now, this does not mean that you broadcast it out to the whole world that, hey, this is what happened to me and I feel so terrible, I'm so sorry. And if you feel like that's your way of releasing it, then that's your way. Okay? But I'm not saying that that is the only way. What I'm saying is, you come eye to eye with your shame. You're bringing the truth, the only truth, the truth of existence, the truth of the source of life, the voice of truth within you that is installed in each and every human being, regardless whether you know about it, regardless whether you believe about it, it is in you. You could not be here breathing if it wasn't installed, or if you weren't born from the truth of the process of life itself. Okay? So let yourself be supported by that you already have truth within you. So when you bring your truth into the area, into the eyes of your shame, guess what happens? Truth wins. It always wins. The light of truth cannot be denied. Okay? So internally, when you bring yourself into let's just say here is shame on just say left side, and on the right side you have truth. When you put the two together, when you look with the light of truth into your shame, the untruth in shame simply, it starts to fizzle it away. It starts to dissolve it. Only truth remains. Now this may take more than one time, but so what if you practice it once or twice or 10 times? Ultimately, what you want is your being to be in alignment with the truth of life. Because ultimately, you are here to bring your gift, your voice, your calling, your visibility. You are here to do important work in the world. And you're simply slaying that shame. It cannot stand in the way. You know? Now, let's name a few things how shame tries to hide itself, just so you know, okay? Just so you know that next time when you hear these words within yourself, you can name that, hey, this is shame. Let me bring truth to this. So shame could sound like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. I don't have all the proof to do it yet. Who am I to teach this? You know, the shame is really good at hiding that. Well, over here at this part, you're not perfect yet, so you cannot teach this. And I hope by now you know that that is simply not true. When you hear things like, well, maybe later. I don't have time now, maybe later. Okay? Yes, I understand that at this very moment, you might not have time to teach a whole 1-hour lesson. But whenever something comes to you now to do, that is your truth saying within you, this needs to surface. So you can do one thing, even if it takes 1 minute, 3 minutes, but receive it into your body. This is a very important step, that when we believe shame, when we believe that we can't do it now, we actually push away from ourselves. So how many times do you tell yourself, I don't have time now? You know, how many times do you do that to yourself? And in that same act, if you realize that hiding something, pushing something later, feeling like I have to build up to it, actually consumes life energy. Consumes life energy that you could put towards creating, you could put towards serving, you could put towards connecting. I think, interesting, yes, I perceive that the easiest thing to silence the voice of shame, silence that voice that maybe later and I can't, is simply make one simple connection. That's the easiest. Send a text. Send a voice note. Write a post. Do a physical act on it to prove, of course I can do it now, it only takes a second. Because then you have communicated that I stand in truth, I bring my physical experience into this higher frequency of truth, because I am deciding from here and I am acting from here. And if you haven't done this before, give it a try and come back and let me know how it feels. This is something I have done multiple times, and it's like this. It shifts your frequency. It all of a sudden focuses you into, oh, I am here to do this specific thing. And you receive an internal boost. You receive an internal, almost like a frequency push, because now you're standing in your truth. So you can go by asking yourself, well, where am I still making myself small? Where am I still hiding? And just go ahead, write that. It will come to you. It will come to you. Now, the second main idea that I want to bring in here is that truth restores your magnetism. People feel it, people see it. The minute you step into truth, the minute you come out of hiding, your visibility will be amplified. The truth speaking through you will be heard louder. It will move, it will ripple the frequencies of the 3D world. People will show up in your sphere because they have heard the calling, because they have heard the calling of truth. Okay? So ask yourself, what would happen if I stopped hiding? What would happen if I showed up every time that I know it's my turn to show up? And you know, whatever frequency that is, meaning how often, you know, you could show up daily, you could show up weekly, it's up to you. But what would happen if you showed up every time your shame tries to hide you and you communicated, nope, I am showing up? Okay? Because then that means that you would be showing up in your magnetism every time when that happens. You know? Can you imagine if you put that kind of magnetizing pulses out into the world, and you would know, you'd be the testimony that it was birthed through you walking through the lie and allowing truth to come through. That has the power to change other people's lives. That has the power to lend your belief to others. That has the power to collect people because it is coherent. It is and bringing light into these spaces of hiding that seems like it usually happens at home alone, when you don't have a friend, or when you don't have a coach, or when you don't have a group of people around you with whom you can share and whose frequency can bring you up. When you bring light into those spaces, your confidence naturally just rises, just bursts out. And freedom and life force breaks through. That is why you all of a sudden pulse this magnetic power of truth into the oneness. So allow that shame to be the jumping board to your magnetism. You know? See shame for what it is. Thank it for giving you this opportunity, to showing you how different really is when you act from your truth, to let you see the power of your truth, and let you see what becomes possible when you finally stop hiding in shame. And when you finally start showing your light in your truth. This is complete for now. I thank you, my friends. Let me know what feelings came up with this, what movement came up with this. And I'll see you next week.